Okay, good evening, everyone. It's Wednesday evening here in Winnipeg, Manitoba. We're at 8:30 Central Time. For those of you that are trying to figure out your time zones for this call, it's a weekly call at 8:30 Central, which would be 9:30, of course, in the East. And while Saskatchewan doesn't change their time, but they stay at 7:30, and Alberta 7:30, BC, of course, 6:30, and then, of course, around the world, you'd have to check your time zone based on Central Time Zone. The call generally gives you a chance to get a local login, which is pretty favorable for some folks to be able to do this call because it doesn't cost you long distance. So if you have a chance to find a local number you can tie into, it works pretty well. We close the call off and we mute it so that we can have a kind of a lecture mode. And then if you have a question, you'll be able to hit *2 on your phone, and I'll see a hand go up. And when the hand goes up, at some point I'll be able to allow you to be live so that you can actually ask your question. So *2 will let you have a chance to answer a question by putting your hand up. So with that said, I'm ready to begin. I'm expecting Ted Wilson to chime in here at some point to be able to have a bit of a conversation with me on the compensation plan so that we can go over some details that people are trying to he basically just texted me, so we're going to start the last half with Ted. That's perfect. So basically, some questions on the comp plan that people keep asking, and just some basic things for the new people that are on the call. And we do have a lot of new people that are coming on the call. And the other thing that we're noticing is there's a lot of people with network experience that are starting to join not only the Coffee Gets Results or the Don Carson or the Mike King or the Anball or the Lens or any of your teams out there. You're finding that the networkers are starting to look and see, okay, what's going on here with Valentus? Why are people so excited? So, be aware that brings some people that have, more questions. Their comp plan would have been a lot different. So don't assume that somebody that's been in network marketing will understand exactly what our compensation plan can do for them, and again, how our system works. Our system is very simple. And we are very, very, very lucky to be able to promote a company's products line that is only 4 that actually is as simple as just adding water. And it's really a moniker that we run with, my wife and I. We try not to be technical. We try to keep it as simple as possible. Anytime we get too technical, we lose people. I had a good friend of mine yesterday that brought a couple over to meet with me. And, he actually said he talked somebody out of the business the day before because he talked too much. And I think that's really the most important to start our call off with tonight is just to stress once again to keep it simple. It's absolutely a great product line that works. Get the product in front of them, get them sampling it. Don't give away too much in the way of samples. In fact, my wife tends to think that if you don't get a person to actually even pay for a sample at times, you probably won't get them to use it because there is no real skin in the game. So just getting somebody to pay the cost even for the sample back to you will probably get them to try the product a little bit better. So it's up to you how you do that. But the most important thing that we all have to recognize is that we have to keep it simple. And just to kind of touch on product here, I was going to call on Kent Weir, who is on the call here, to talk a little bit about products from his background, which is more of a natural type of path concept, which he's been promoting with his Shote and so on across Canada. Kent, can you hit *2 so I can see which call number you are on my screen? I'm looking for *2, Kent. When you put your hand, and I'll see your hand. There you are. There. Okay, Kent, I know you're on the line. Thanks for calling in. You're one of the diamonds in the company. In fact, still, I believe, the youngest diamond in the company at 24 years old. You used to pump gas, but I think there's one that's just gone.
I think we just had one who's only 21.
21. Well, there you go. So that's exciting.
Already, yeah.
Okay, so you're an old man now.
That is exciting. And like you were saying, it is just such a simple system, and I found it really fit in real easy with what I do.
So maybe you could touch a little bit about what you've done in terms of your training in the past from not a medical standpoint, I mean from a natural kind of standpoint of sharing health through products, herbs, and so on. How this has fit into your program, or let's say, and what it is about our product that works so well and why you're growing so quickly. Your team is exploding right now.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, so I'm a part of the Shote organization. We're about 30 of us across Canada that treat people with nutrition and give advice on dietary changes and that sort of thing. And for over 20 years, members in the organization have been telling people as a part of their dietary change, you got to cut back on your coffee intake. And the reason being that coffee drives your acid up, makes you pee your minerals out, and kills your digestive enzymes. So that was one of the things right away that we had to get people off of. But we know you can't get people off coffee, right? People want that morning coffee, or they're just grumpy in the morning. So we would always just tell people, just do your best to cut back, add a shake of sea salt to that coffee to help balance it out so you're not peeing all your minerals out. Well, it was exciting when Terry Bell called me up and said, I found the first healthy coffee I've been looking for over 20 years. This is the one that you got to come down and check this out. So just by giving out those samples and really quick, people call back, and they're telling just incredible, phenomenal stories about how it's working with their weight, how it's improved energy levels, how it's improving digestion. They're not puffed, they're not bloated all the time. And it's not just a weight loss product. People who are thin, well, why do I need to be on a weight loss coffee? I don't need to lose weight. But thin people are taking it, bodybuilders, athletes, and people just looking at an overall improvement in their health. So we found really quick that people who take it, who are working out or they're exercising, it's lowering their lactic acid. They're not getting as stiff and the sore, and they're able to start breaking records in their endeavors. Uric acid, uric acid will cause gout. I've had people tell me already I've actually cut down on my gout medication, or my gout's not flaring up as bad. Saliva acid, they take a litmus paper, test your saliva. That's when your stomach acid goes too high and you're puffed, bloated, burping farther all the time. So people are noticing improvement in that area right away. But the interesting one's the body acid. So coffee, the first thing that coffee does is irritate the pancreas. So by switching them over to the Valentus coffee, we found that was dropping. And, people are losing weight, and they're losing weight fast. They're feeling better, and, people tell me all the time, my food cravings are gone. I'm no longer reaching over for the chocolate bar, for the chips. It's promoting a healthy lifestyle, and that's where it fits in really easy with what I do. And it doesn't take a lot of time. It doesn't take a lot of work. I just share the product, direct them to the website, get them on a three-way call, and boom, away we go.
So is your team actually using the three-way call right now to expand your business?
Absolutely. And I find the people who are growing the quickest are engaging in three-way calls, bringing people to events and meetings, and plugging into the system. I mean, it is a really interesting, easy system.
So when you talk about the system, we talk about conference calls like our Wednesday training call, but of course the company has Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday calls, and an early morning Monday call, all of them that are taped and available on ValentusCalls.com, so you can hear the archived calls that the company puts out. That's part of our system. So, the three-way call does one of two things. It either lets that person hear that they're going to have help just like you have help, or it'll answer a question from a different person's perspective. Are you finding that when you're introducing people to this system, that just getting them in front of somebody else is sometimes getting them to say yes where you couldn't get them to say yes?
That seems to be the biggest factor. Whether it be getting them on one of the conference calls, getting them on a three-way call with their upline, or bringing them to, one of the numerous events that people are throwing around the country here, that always seems to be the big factor in who's growing their business.
And I just wanted to just repeat once again that the calls that are there are, of course, open to you to bring guests to, because sometimes a guest can hear a bit of a training that will give them a little bit more detail on exactly what it was they were looking for. You got to remember that if somebody says no to you, it's usually because you haven't told them enough to be able to get them to say yes. So it's often somebody else that's approached that can be the one that you can actually use and duplicate at a later time. So that's where I always am picking up nuggets. Last week on our call, I heard an excellent one from Yola where she'll actually copy some of the testimonials that she sees online and have them in her phone like a picture. So if somebody approaches her with a question about some sort of particular issue that she has or he has, she's able to refer to a third party testimonial, and it's not just her saying that, oh, by the way, it will help you with this. That's not her. She's not making a medical claim. She's showing a fact. And on the other hand, I heard an excellent example of how, our business is actually so simple just by, introducing this to people. You're able to duplicate yourself so quickly. And Kenton, you're finding it in your space. You were pumping gas back in December, and I recall it took you about 4 to 5 weeks and you walked in and quit your job. Is that correct?
3 weeks. And I was able to go and quit my job. So, I mean, it's amazing how fast this blows up. I mean, first and foremost because of how well the products are working. I just saw about 150 clients over the last few weeks here, and a lot of these are new people who are coming in, and they were introduced to me because of someone who they know who's on Valentus, and the first thing they blurted out is how much they love that coffee, or how much they love the energy, how much they love the trim, or how much they love the immune. You know, they're sleeping better, they're lost weight, they're feeling better, and, you know, it's really increasing the quality of their life.
Hey, could you just add a couple of points about, I know you mentioned the coffee and the acidic part of it, but can we just talk briefly about the immune? The immune is one of my favorite products. I mean, I've been doubling up on it the last couple of days because this last weekend we turned the air conditioning on. It was quite cold here, and for me, I always blame the air conditioning, but either way, I've been doubling up on the immune to kind of get a hold of it. But it really tends to get your stomach lining going, doesn't it? Can you talk a little bit about the immune for a second?
Yeah, it does. It's loaded with antioxidants, so the first thing people are telling me is they're noticing they're not getting the sniffles or the flu or the colds in the winter, and helping them with their sleep.
So part of the sleep part of it is what?
All the products together are helping with the acids in the body, and what it's doing is it's improving alkalinity and improving the absorption of their nutrients.
Okay, and that's got to be the key, isn't it? Is the alkaline state that your body gets in so that disease can't set in a sort of like in theory.
Absolutely, and you know, anyone could go research that for themselves, and you know, and I definitely recommend them doing that because the more you learn about your health, the better you are equipped to keep yourself well.
Right on. And again, just keying back on the immune, a healthy stomach is usually the key to being able to be healthy. So having yourself and your digestive
first
system.
part of digestion, absolutely.
Absolutely. And so the immune has a very good positive effect on that. Well, Ken, I appreciate you calling in tonight and giving us a little bit of insight into the product. I congratulate you on your success as you head towards the double diamond mark with the leaders that are absolutely exploding. You're about to hit a tour throughout Saskatchewan, I believe, in 4 cities. Maybe you just want to quickly mention the 4 towns and cities you're going to be in?
Yeah, we're going to be in Regina. I don't got the dates in front of me, but we're going to be in Regina, Weyburn, the Kenosee Lake area, and North Battleford coming up.
Okay, good. So folks can plug into those ones, and they're all, of course, open to anybody in Valentus across the company. So again, Kent, thanks for calling in on our Wednesday.
Thanks, Don.
So that's just one of the individuals that's finding their way into Valentus. And one of the things that we're finding is that, you know, massage therapists, people that are involved in some form of health of any kind are starting to find this as their home to be able to promote, you know, a different way of looking things. I mean, when you look at the medical community, we have some people that are in our program that are actually so excited about trying to help the health system because they feel that, you know, in the long run, if we can keep ourselves a little healthier, we might put a little less pressure on our health systems either in Canada or the United States, and that will actually be a benefit to society. So whatever it takes for you to be able to get somebody to try our product, as Kent said, it's not necessarily just about dieting, it's not about weight loss, it can be mostly for just getting their health back. Now, we want to talk about the compensation plan, and there's some of the questions that keep coming up that I'll be waiting for Ted Wilson to click in here, and I'm not sure if he's chimed in yet, but when he clicks in here, I'm going to invite him on. There you go. Ted, can you hit *2 just so I can see where you are? And I'll unclick you, my friend. I see you just called in. There you are. Okay, perfect. Ted, perfect timing. We just finished going over the products with Kent Weir, Diamond out of Regina. Thanks for calling in.
Can you hear me, Don?
I can hear you perfectly, yes. Thank you so much. I know you're busy, and grabbing 15 minutes of your time. But we've got some new people on the call tonight, and, you know, there are some questions, and I know you did an awesome training that is archived, I imagine, on valentuscalls.com for everybody to hear?
Yes.
Okay, and that will get everybody to look for that. And that date, again, was which one, Ted?
That was this past Saturday, so a couple days back here.
Okay, and so if you watch for that in Valentus Calls, I recommend you listen to that. It's very, very well done on the compensation plan.
It's also listed under our audio files on the new 12in24.life website that went live overnight, and it's listed there under the Saturday training call with Corey Johnson and myself.
I wanted to compliment you on that. I'm hearing nothing but great things and happy dances for the brand new training site that you launched. Once again, Ted, you're doing an amazing job of quarterbacking this company's growth from a distributor standpoint. We really appreciate all you do. So let's get into some of the questions, and the rotator and when to switch it. Maybe we could ask you that first question. So what would you suggest from your standpoint when somebody should rotate their rotator to another side?
Well, first of all, what is a rotator? The rotator is a button in our back office that directs the behavior, it directs the computer to put the people that you bring into Valentus, whether it's a free pre-enrollment who's taking a tour, or if it's someone that wants to become a preferred customer, or someone that says, I'm in, and they want to become an independent representative, the computer needs to know, where do you put them, on your right leg or on your left leg? So the rotator and the design of the rotator is that we as a team have come up with the moniker of first three to the tree. It used to be first two to be true, number three on your new tree, but that takes a little bit longer and longer to memorize. So simply put, we want to ask you that while you're learning your company, while you're learning your products, your compensation plan, how to do a three-way call, conference calling, building culture, building your own unique leadership style, we ask that you set the rotator to the same side of the organization that you came in on yourself. If you don't know, ask your sponsor, what team leg did I come in on? Was it on the left leg or the right leg? Well, Don, you came in on my left leg. Perfect. So then Don and Nancy set their rotator to the left. Let's contribute our first three personal enrollments to the same team leg that we came in on. And then, if I'm ready to do so, I'll then change the rotator from the left in this example to the right, where I'll then put my fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, maybe your ninth on your right, and you might want to go back and then build to your left. And we can talk about that in a moment, Don, but that's the purpose of the rotator, is to just establish playing the directional traffic cop, if you will, trying to direct your traffic, and establishing some contribution and contributing to the momentum, the team leg that you replaced upon yourself.
Right on. So, the company actually asks you to build two legs and contribute to two legs, and maybe you can talk a little bit about the 10% qualifier, so to speak, from your team leg that you want to be able to look at as being your contribution.
Sure. Well, here's the best part, is that our company, even though we utilize a model that is called a dual team, commonly known as a binary, I don't want people thinking or even promoting the fact that, hey, my compensation plan is a binary. It's actually a dual team. It's a dual uni-level that looks kind of like a binary. The difference is as follows. Our company, Valentus, recognizes that historically, binaries require balance. 50% on the left and 50% on the right, for example. Or you need to put 4 person-enrolled stars on the left and 4 person-enrolled stars on the right. Well, our company said, no, that's not realistic, that's not for average people, and it's going to lead to much higher rates of frustration and failure. So instead, we said, let's build a fast start, up to 40% fast start commission. Let's build a legacy code where you can earn an additional $100 on every $4.99 business builder package that you personally sponsor or upgrade. And that gives the ability to earn income out of the gate while you're learning your skills of being a team leader. So we ask you to put your first 3 on the same team leg only because it helps to build momentum on a team that you're a part of. Building the second team, to your question, Don, is going to help to contribute Valentus's recent enhancements, asking you to put only 10% of your personal enrollment activity on a dominant leg that you enjoy, whether that dominant leg in terms of sales volume in any given week is on the right or the left. The company wants to see that you have contributed some of your personal enrollment sponsoring activity on the same said dominant leg. For example, if you're wanting to become an emerald, you need to have 5,000 organizational sales volume, group BV on a lesser team in 1 calendar month. So 5,000 lesser team leg or business volume on the lesser leg, 10%, which would be 500, would need to be placed on the stronger leg as part of your personal enrollment tree. Meaning, Don, that these are the people that you've sponsored, people that they've sponsored through infinity of referrals through an enrollment tree. I guess what I would like to say to that, Don, is that Valentus recognized quickly that some people could have the latitude of having a dominant leg that was maybe given to them, maybe that they were placed early in an organization that they had one leg going quite quickly, and they wrongfully, or they didn't know, but they just started focusing on the lesser team leg. They started putting all their focus on the lesser team leg and didn't really put any focus or contribution to the strong leg that they were enjoying. We wanted to make sure that we were compliant with regulatory bodies, the FTC in America, Industry Canada's Competition Bureau in Canada, and other said regulators want to ensure that we are not a pyramid, being defined that you could build just one leg and make all the money. So we instituted this 10% requirement only to satisfy regulators, and it's only fair, right, Don? If you enjoy a dominant leg, why not contribute a little bit to the dominant leg that you are a part of to ensure that you have continuity and you have depth and you have good balance on both of your legs.
And I think that speaks so true to our culture that we're building here, Ted. I mean, the fact that, contributing to both legs, and you run into people at an event or on a call, and those people are actually in the same leg, but you've contributed, it gives you more of a team feeling that you are part of that team and you have contributed. And you know what? Getting the benefit of the volume they're generated actually starts being to the point where it's almost more satisfying, I think. Right, Ted?
Well, for sure. Because end of the day, if you want to build the diamond, if you ask Don and Rhoda Beesant, for example, you can't build a one-legged diamond business. You're going to have to build two legs. If you want to build and enjoy all 7 income streams that we're afforded, you're going to have to build two. So I'm glad that you and Nancy and your leadership have been teaching the contribution mentality of first 2 to be true, number 3 on the new tree, or now first 2 to the tree. Simply stated, contributing to the same team leg that you're placed upon until you want to then build an opposing team leg. We don't use the word inside or lesser. We just simply say team leg left and team leg right. And empirically, it's just the mirror image. The first 3 on the right put their first 3 on the right. Your first 3 on the left put their first 3 on the left, so on and so forth. And that's what we're teaching, and it's working, Don.
It is working, and Ted, and it's been your leadership that's been carrying that on from the beginning, so I congratulate you. A couple other quick questions to go through on the comp plan, and that was excellent, by the way. And again, I know I'm fully excited about the way the plan is designed now for us all to contribute our efforts for both sides. It's wonderful, and I'm seeing it already in our teams because they're starting to pop people in everywhere on both sides because they recognize the value of that. Let's talk a little bit about the pre-enroller. It's something that has been asked in the past, Ted. Somebody gets a pre-enroller position, and the emails are coming. Do you know a simple way for them to stop the emails?
Well, sure. I mean, obviously, we want to be CAN spam and Canada compliant or other whitelisting, agencies that regulate email traffic. There's an opt-out. There's an safe unsubscribe button at the bottom of every one of the emails. And it's, just find the unsubscribe button, click it, and deselect it. Or log into your back office under your personal info and change the email to Brad Pitt lookalike at mail.com or something that's a bogus email. I mean, that's another way. If you just don't want the emails anymore, log in and deactivate. Simple.
Perfect. Okay, that's what I was hoping you'd mention. And as I said to you, I was going to kind of do this as an open forum between you and I to ask questions that keep. So another question that comes up, Ted, is if somebody pre-enrolls, but then they decide they just want to be a customer, and they've got this pre-enroll position now, and they actually try to log in on the Join Now, they tend to get pushed towards being a member, even though they might want to be a customer. Any suggestions on that?
Well, sure. The tour page is obviously oriented around collecting information on a business industry. They talk about the commodity of coffee. They talk about network marketing. It's oriented around information about coffee, weight loss, the growth dynamic of the business industry. If someone is just wanting to be a customer, then send them to your orderslimroast.com/username to collect information on the product. If you are sending out your tour link with the ambition to simply invite a customer, then let them know that if they want to purchase product, they're going to have to cancel their pre-enrollment spot, again, opting out, and then going back to their referring agent's website and selecting Become a Preferred Customer, ordering that way. The tour link does not have the provision for simply upgrading to become a customer. Taking a tour is the intention to get someone interested in the $20 upgrade. I'm interested in the business dynamic. It makes sense to me. Maybe I've tried a sample or two from my sponsor that brought me to this opportunity, and I'm excited. So that's a distinction that hasn't been made very well clearly, and we as leaders can maybe help to sort of reframe that and help with that teaching through our organizations. The tour link is for entrepreneurs and would-be entrepreneurs and people interested in the mechanisms of business. It's not intended for simply coffee drinkers who just want to have a great tasting coffee and lose a little bit of weight, perhaps.
And as you pointed out, if they do go and take the tour, it is very easy for you to go into your own back office, find that person, see if that ID number has a line underneath them. That means you're the sponsor. Double-click on that. You'll find the email address, copy that email address, go back to your actual Valentus.com, pop in that email address into the pre-enroll spot. You'll be able to have access to their sort of back office customer page that they didn't initiate, and you can go into the maintenance link and actually change the email to, as you said, some gibberish, and the emails will stop. They then can use that same emails. They can use that same email to go into the order page and start their business, their self on a customer file. One other point we can make then, Ted, is if somebody is a customer and they decide later to be a member, how easy is it?
Well, that's the best part, is that our preferred customers who get a spot in the tree, there's a button in their back office that says, make money now. And then from there, you click on it. It talks about the benefits of becoming an independent representative. The big red button, $20, one-time lifetime fee is charged to the credit card on file. And now their spot in the tree instantly flips over from a preferred customer to now an independent representative, and they can start to accrue and accumulate sales volumes that might have been placed beneath them from people above them, and they can enjoy the benefits of a growing business after a period of a month or 2 or 3 or 6 or however long it took them to realize, hey, you know what, I want a piece of this action. I don't want to just be a customer. I want to be part of the brand promotion in the marketplace and a beneficiary financially for doing so.
Okay, perfect. So now we've covered the pre-enrollers. Now let's go on to the actual Fast Start program. So somebody actually buys 1 box, 3 boxes, 6 boxes, or 16 boxes, one of our builder packs. They're paid either $20 for the 1 box, $40 for the 3 box, $60 for the 6 box, and $100 for the builder box. But we have something that's very unique in our plan, which is to become legacy qualified. Ted, here's the question. So if I buy a 3 box and I sponsor somebody who buys a Ruby pack, does that start counting as one of my 3 so that I can be legacy qualified?
If you're not the direct sponsor of the person who sponsored the person that bought the builder pack, then no, it would not count as your qualification for the legacy code. It has to be a personally sponsored representative that you personally sponsored who upgrades and, in this example, and upgrades himself or herself to the business builder package, or for those people that just come right out of the gate and bought the 499 business builder package, and they count as one of your qualifying sales.
Right,
However, if that person that brought that 3, that person you brought in with the 3 boxes, they in turn sponsor someone that buys the business builder package, that's a quick phone call. Hey, did you know that this same calendar week, sales week, from a Friday morning at 1 a.m. to Thursday night at midnight Central Standard Time, that if you had a person sign up this week and you saw it in your tree, you could go back to that person with the 3 boxes and say, hey, do you know that there's a $100 commission and a qualifying sale to get you legacy code qualified? Did you know? And they'll say, I didn't know, or I did know, and that's okay. But at least you feel good knowing that you gave them the opportunity to take advantage of that rare situation that one of their people upgraded before themselves.
That's right. And that's kind of when we talk about dialing for dollars near the end of the month or the end of the week. It's often learning how the contact manager works on the left-hand side of your back office, or the enroller tree function in the back side of your office. When you can go up to the top, there's a little link there that you can change to enroller tree, and that'll allow you to drill into your first, your second, your third level, and you can actually start helping your team build every week. And so we'll talk about that maybe on another call. Let's switch over to the Emerald now, and thanks for that Ruby conversation on Legacy. So Legacy qualified, you're a Ruby, you bring in 3 Rubies, you become a Legacy qualified. That means you get that extra 100 now from your fourth and beyond, and their first threes forever on your fourth and beyond's Ruby qualified. Now let's talk about Emerald. So with the new plan with the 10% and so on like that, not the new plan, but the enhancement, do we still get to the Emerald level with a 3-box or a 6-box in 6 months, or the 6-box in 3 months, or the 3-box auto ship in 6 months? Is that still in place?
Yes.
To get Emerald? Okay.
Yes, our company still maintains the 3-box auto ship after the Ruby purchase of the $499. 6 months later, you're an Emerald. Or for those that see value of sampling quickly, the 6-box auto ship after the $499 Ruby purchase. 3 months later, at the $199 level, they're instantly upgraded to the Emerald status.
Okay. Now, as a Diamond, you're going to need 3 Emeralds. You have to be an Emerald yourself. But just being an Emerald on an auto ship level and having 3 Emeralds that got to the level of Emerald just on auto ship does not make you a Diamond, does it?
Well, you do need 3 person-enrolled Emeralds to be a Diamond. Now, our company does not make the distinction between a structured Emerald and a product-loyal Emerald. So currently, those 3 Emeralds would qualify you for a Diamond rank, Don.
Even though you didn't have the 15,000 in volume?
You do need a lesser team leg of 15,000. That's group sales volume. That's total organizational sales volume. Now, with the enhancement to our comp plan that you need 10% in personal enroller tree volume on the stronger leg, the greater than 15,000 leg, that's the only enhancement. But again, you only need 3 Emeralds, regardless of structure, and lesser team leg to still be called a Diamond in our company.
But needless to say, if you didn't have the volume of 15,000 on both legs, you wouldn't be Diamond qualified to make car bonuses and so on.
Correct.
Okay. So a structured Emerald then is somebody that actually does what?
Well, a structured Emerald is someone who's building a platform for long-term success. Again, respectfully, a 6-box auto ship for 6 months, 3-box auto ship for 6 months makes you a great product-loyal Emerald, but you're not really paying your mortgage. A structured Emerald is someone who actually has 2 teams, has a lesser team of 5,000 in the calendar month, which is commissionable sales volume. So you're earning a weekly cycle pay on the binary. You probably have a few people in your tree that are doing the same. So you're picking up a check match. Yeah, you're growing your business in Legacy Code and Fast Start, and you're actually growing your skill set to become a Diamond. A structured Emerald is 1/3 of the way to a Diamond. The same behavior tripled makes you a Diamond.
Okay, excellent. And so getting to the Diamond level does not mean that you'll get a car allowance that first month going forward. There is a qualifier to get a car allowance. Maybe we'll finish off with that.
Yeah, so again, our company wants to ensure that, I guess on some way, it wasn't a fluke. That the fact you got your 15,000 left and right, your 3 Emeralds for the first month makes you a qualified Diamond. You hold that rank for a second full month, and you'll be paid your qualifying car bonus for that second full month. You don't need a new car. It could be, you got a nice 2008 5 Series Beamer in the driveway. You don't need a new vehicle, no problem. Valentus will give you half cash. Or if you like Don, you get a new lease every 12 months. No problem. You get full cash for the new vehicle of choice for yourself. So again, it's simply a qualifier to maintain the integrity of the plan and to maintain the stability of the company.
Well, you know what, Ted? I think we've done a good job here of just getting some of the nuggets and the bullet points of the comp plan for the new people on the call. I know you do a wonderful job explaining this in detail when you do a training. This is just a different sort of atmosphere to give us a little bit of a chance to spread a bit of the knowledge. I think the combination of you being on the call here tonight is just exactly what I was looking for. I really appreciate that. For all of you on the call, Ted Wilson is a blue diamond in the company, only one blue diamond in the company. We're very, very excited that he's in, for those of us on the call, for the most part, in our upline, or if you're a person that's not in an organization on the call, he's a leader in this company that supports everybody, and we congratulate and thank him for all he does. So, Ted, thank you so much for calling in tonight.
Well, let me say thank you to you and the Coffee Get Results team. Clearly, you guys are optimizing the space on social media. You're optimizing the space on the ground. Young Kent Weir, doing the tour now. He's sort of taken the torch from you and continuing it on. And the fact is that success leaves clues, Don. You and Nancy are potentially a week away from blue yourself. And that's just an example of leadership in action, duplication, and a commitment to process. So thank you to all of you. And the fact is that the best is yet to come. So thank you, Don.
I agree with you. Thanks so much, Ted. So that was just an example of the support that we all have. We have leadership that is available to us when we can get a hold of them to be able to support us. Now, just to finish off the call, just a couple of quick points. Now, I'm having trouble with the call, emailing it out. My email is not working. I'm going to try to switch my email blast program, my text blast program out so that I can be a little bit more savvy when it comes to the technical ways of sharing our call. So by all means, this call is always Wednesday at 8:30 Central Time. If you're on it tonight, please take the time to share it with all of your members and your team so that they know that this call's number was whatever you called in on, that they can do a local call. I'm going to take it upon you to be leaders as well to duplicate the fact that this call will happen every Wednesday. We'll have different speakers on to share a little bit of nuggets from our team's perspective. Last but not least, we're a company that has a very, very simple philosophy. The fortune is in the follow-up. It happens every day. I hear people that forgot to call somebody. By all means, everybody, take the time to do your follow-ups as soon as you've reached out to somebody, because if they join with somebody else, it's really not anybody's fault but your own. So I'll leave it at that, everybody. Thanks for calling in, and we'll talk to you next Wednesday. Bye for now.